Well, I don't always feel sorry for people. But when I do, my heart really goes out to psychopathic, control freak, government megalomaniacs who use their monopoly on force and power to mercilessly crush the rest of us. But then, can those people really count as being real people?
Don't! It's scary.
Hey guys, before we get into today's video, I want to give a real quick shout out to today's sponsor, Virtual Shield VPN. And the reason I promote it, guys, is because I use it every single day and I know that it works, and I've proven it in videos in the past. If you use the link in the description, you're going to get 50% off, and that's going to help you protect your identity, your activity, and your location anytime you're surfing on the net. That link is in the description below.
Beetlejuice Lightfoot speaks out after alleged stalker arrested with gun near her home, according to ABC7.
Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot says she has experienced racism, misogyny, and homophobia as a public official, but danger has never come to her front door until now.
Somebody coming to my house with a loaded weapon, that is scary.
You know what's even more scary? Is a government functionary having an army full of loaded weapons pointed at you if you don't obey their dictates. That's even more scary. It's so funny watching some kind of government functionary up there, some kind of, psychopathic government talking head talk about how scared they were that the one man came somewhere near my house. How close were they? What kind of firepower did they have? Did they have the unlimited resources of the state? Were there helicopters in the air? Could they dispatch fighter jets? Were there dogs on the ground? Was there an army, a SWAT team outside your house? It's like, I was so scared. And they unleashed this battalion on you. And they'll do it at the drop of the hat. If you disobey them, if you don't comply with their orders, they're going to come after you. And they make it very clear how powerful they are. You will not escape. What was it? She stood in the streets of Chicago when this whole Cerveza nonsense started to materialize, saying, we better not catch you outside of your house. But she's scared? Joke. It's a joke. Remember what government basically is. It's people. Lightfoot, that she's a human being can be questioned by some. I mean, legitimately questioned, but let's just pretend she's a human being, okay? She's a human being just like you and I. She has no higher a claim over your life and property than you do over hers. We're all on an equal plane. But government, people who are in government, agents of government, literally believe that they are above you to the point where you better do as you're told. They reserve the moral right to tell you what to do and believe in their little peon psychopathic minds that you are obligated to obey their rulership or, in their minds, be rightly punished by the overlords. And she's going to say, oh my God, I was so scared. This is why we need to implement further gun control regulations to take care of all these evil people out there. Says the evilest one of all. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the Beetlejuiciest of them all?
I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's been terrifying.
Lightfoot is speaking out about an...
It's like a terrorist getting up there and go, I'll tell you what, we were trying to wreak havoc and terrorism on this small village, and then they came out to defend themselves, and I'll tell you what, we were so scared, man. I mean, we were shaking in our shoes. This just ain't right. This just ain't right. There needs to be some equal opportunity here. We need to have safe working environments. If we're going to continue working in your neighborhood as terrorists, we were scared out of our skins, man. Just downright scared. Little Billy over here, his fingernails turned white. And he ain't even a white guy.
Incident that she says has left her shaken. Prosecutors say this man, 37-year-old Joseph Igartua, was stalking the mayor, driving past her Logan Square home 15 times between January 17th and February 14th, sometimes circling her block. Saturday night, they say he approached the home wanting to deliver a letter with a list of grievances, but was stopped by the mayor's security detail. They found he was armed with a loaded gun, but he had a...
Wait. He was exercising his constitutionally protected right to keep and bear arms, which shall not be infringed? What a criminal! Oh my God. First of all, I don't believe anything fake stream CIA infiltrated Operation Mockingbird MK Ultra media says right here. Just take that out of the picture right now. They're not believable. They're not credible. And they lie to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with their propaganda machine. I mean, take that out of the equation though. Let's say he actually did. Are you not free to circle your neighborhood 17 times? Are you not free to have a list of grievances in your back pocket so that you can present it to somebody in perfect? Isn't airing your grievances one of the protected rights in the First Amendment? Isn't carrying a loaded firearm one of your protected rights in the Second Amendment? Didn't Beetlejuice actually put her left hand on a Bible and her right hand toward heaven and swear to protect and defend the First and Second Amendment? You bet she did. I saw it right here on video. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I wouldn't even believe it.
Valid FOID card and concealed carry license, so he was released. Lightfoot says she, her wife, and daughter were in the home.
I don't need my child being afraid in her house. It's bad enough what my wife and
We don't need our children being afraid in our houses from the encroaching violence and brutality and threats of the government. How about that? We want to be secure in our person's houses, papers, and effects. We want you to be secure in your person's houses, papers, and effects, but don't cross the line and threaten us and economically terrorize us and force us to do things that we don't want to do on the land of the free, home of the brave.
I have been enduring these days.
Lightfoot says her security detail was enhanced and that Igartua was put under surveillance. Wednesday morning, prosecutors say he was about a mile.
So they can put him on surveillance. Let's say he was driving around the block 17 times, putting Lightfoot on surveillance. Well, that's terrifying. That's wrong. They're painting him in a horrible light. This is crazy. This should not be happening. Well, now they're going to put him on surveillance. They're going to do to him the very thing that terrifies her. This guy's life will probably be forever changed for doing what? Exercising his first and second constitutionally protected rights that Lori Lightfoot swore to protect and defend without retribution.
Mile from the mayor's house when he fired 5 shots down an alley. He was arrested and charged with stalking and reckless discharge.
I'm tough, but when you have somebody come to your
Speaking of reckless discharge, okay, let's talk about the parents of Beetlejuice here. If there was ever a case of reckless discharge, you're looking at it right now.
house with a loaded gun and then repeatedly come by.
Oh my God.
It's scary.
It's so scary. And let me tell you, I have to take a moment right now and just grab my box of tissues. I think I'm going to have to go through all of them because I feel so sorry for Beetlejuice Lightfoot.
Lightfoot says what's also upsetting is the current state of public discourse, where disagreements can lead to drastic measures.
This demonization of people just because they have a different set of ideas about things. We've got to get back to seeing each other as human.
In court today, a judge...
I mean, look up the definition of sociopath. And then while you're at it, do a DuckDuckGo search for psychopath. And see what that definition is and see if it lines up with anybody, I don't know, that you might know about. Hint, hint, hint.
As human.
In court today, a judge ordered Igartua held without bail, saying he poses a threat to the mayor.
So now they basically locked Iguarto up in what amounts to the government basement. Well, what if you took, I don't know, a particular public figure and locked that person up in the basement? What do you think would happen? They would truly deploy all the resources of the state to make sure that they find this person and then bring that person to justice and free that person from the basement. But it's okay for the government to put you in their little rape cage, because that's what it is. If you go into general population in some jail somewhere, you won't make it out the same person if you make it out at all. You can literally be killed, you can be raped, you can be severely harmed, psychologically traumatized, not just by the prison guards, the state functionaries, i.e. prison guards, but any one of the real criminals who might happen to be in jail. Although the government's not really in the business of jailing real criminals, because if they were, they'd be jailing themselves and they'd have to throw away the key, and it's just this whole big mess. But it's pretty amazing how ABC, which is always broadcasting crap, is painting this guy in a wrong light as they're interviewing somebody who should be actually seen in the proper light.
While we have time and it still retains some of its perceived value, maybe it'd be a good idea to convert your worthless fiat into valuable, storable food. Don't be the one who waits till the food riots start happening. You don't want to be fighting panicking people in the store over that last jar of peanut butter. At Prepare with High Impact Flicks, you can get up to 3 air and watertight gasket sealed ammo cans, each filled with a 4-week emergency supply. 7 food varieties, 2,000 calories a day, 284 servings, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and each meal comes in a resealable, heavy-duty 4-layered pouch. And it's got a 25-year shelf life. Every order of a 4-week supply gets you $100 off plus free shipping. Here's how simple it is to make. I'm gonna cook up some Granny's home-style potato soup. People are gonna think I'm a culinary hero. You open the pouch, boil 4.5 cups of water, stir the contents, simmer on low heat for 15 to 20 minutes, take it off the heat, then let it set for 2 to 3 minutes before you serve it up.
Man, this stuff's so good. People are gonna think Granny stopped by and filled your kitchen with a whole bunch of love. Well, if Granny does stop by, she's gonna fill your behind with a whole bunch of buckshot if you keep talking with your mouth full. Wipe your dang beard off. It's embarrassing.
So maybe convert some of your worthless fiat into valuable food while you still can. Order now and get $100 off of up to 3 4-week emergency food supplies at preparewithhighimpactflix.com. The link is in the description.